Hey guys, to prepare us for Max Payne 3, which I hope to start recording pretty soon, we finished Max Payne 1 and Max Payne 2 on the channel, so I am so excited to continue on with the series. I received an excellent suggestion to take a look at the comic books with you guys. I've never read these. I never even knew that these existed. I cannot wait to read them. They look awesome. If you guys would like to have a look at them with me, I'll put the link in the description so you can take a look at them yourself as well. But let's get started with the comics. So we've got Max Payne 3, After the Fall. Obviously, I think referring to the end of Max Payne 2. That looks so cool. He's been drinking. Hoboken, New Jersey, 11 p.m. I'd been sitting at the bar for 3 hours, or about 5 years, depending on how you looked at things. Then the same response mechanism that had taken me down so many times before kicked into gear. I would later realize it was going to be one of my usual weaknesses that took me down. Was it the booze, a girl, my temper, or the delusion I could make a difference? Girl sure had balls, I had to give her that. What? What did you say? You heard me. I'm not frightened of you, you spray tan Guido douche. Uh-oh. Before I knew what I was doing, I was pulling a gun on the coked up kid of New Jersey's most powerful mob boss, and yet again, my life was tumbling into chaos. Earlier that day, he drinks himself to sleep. Is that pills too? Waking up from another nightmare. I didn't even remember which woman I was remembering. In some ways, maybe it didn't matter. Was it my mother? I'm sure Dad is just working late again. Rose, my only child? Michelle, my wife, my future? Or Mona, that perfect and seemingly immortal harpy? In the end, they all left me. You're no more able to kill me than I am you. There's more than one way to kill someone, Max. And there's Winterson. And then there was the woman I tried hardest of all never to think about. But no matter how hard I tried, I was always remembering something or other. Okay, what is this? 11 years ago, it had always been the same. No matter how many people I killed or how well, I could never escape from the fact that the people I cared about ended up worse for knowing me. For a paranoid lunatic, Jack Lupino sure knows how to organize a score. I keep telling him, lay off that damn V. That is a one-way ticket to the nut house. Stick to cocaine like a normal human being. We got company. Blast his butt, boys. Oh, ho, ho. They sure did. Look at that. There goes Max in his beautiful bullet time. He's got them and this right through the back of his head. That is so gory. Oh, gosh. Now my days were calmer. A non-stop jamboree of frivolity, clean living, and most important of all, a healthy outlook on life. Yeah, we can see that you're so very healthy. You're reminiscing about your wife or Mona, your baby, drinking yourself silly, taking too many pills, of course, sleeping. I think that time says 12:30, and he's looking worse for wear. He has got bags under his eyes, wrinkles. He's not doing well. Oh, I love this. Is he pointing at himself there? Or is he just imagining his reflection pointing at him? And that's him there slumped in front of the TV, drunk, falling asleep. The 1970s. My father never wasted time with television. He was too busy majoring in telling other people how to live. You've got to be true to something, Max. Otherwise life is pointless. You've got to be able to look death in the eye without fear, without remorse. I learned that when we were ambushed during Tet and minoring in hypocrisy. He was a family guy when it suited him. But it's his birthday, Jack, please. That's enough, Helen. Just stop it. I've got to work. It'll toughen him up. He's too soft anyway. And Odysseus finally made his way home to Ithaca, only to discover that even then, the gods were not quite done persecuting him. My mother was a dreamer. Her father, who I adored, taught ancient literature at college. Both of them lived in a world of myth. They read and talked and dreamed of a better, truer world. Yet Penelope, she had waited for him. Hello? Hello? Who's there? She turned a blind eye to some things. I will teach you to respect me, Helen. Oh no, that's terrible. That's Max's dad. He was violent. And hoped we could all forget about others. It's okay, Jack. It's okay. You're home. You're safe. We're all safe. He's woken up from a bad nightmare. Yet my father had his own demons. He had done and seen things in Vietnam, and now we all lived with the consequences. I wanted to protect her, but I didn't know how. Oh no, this is terrible. I think I know where this story is going, and I don't like it because this is yet another woman in Max's life who he wasn't able to save or protect. His mum. I didn't even know what I was looking for. Everyone I cared about was gone or close to going one way or another. I was getting dressed to go and see people who wouldn't care. I felt like what I was, an old soldier putting on a uniform to fight a battle I no longer knew how to win. More alcohol. I ached everywhere. I was too old to be carrying on like this. Sometimes I idly wondered which bit of me would fail first. Middle-aged panic was something I had grown pretty used to. Oh, Max, I'm right with you there. Oh, his apartment. How you doing? This poor guy was in an even worse state than me. God only knew what went on inside his apartment, let alone inside his head. Luckily, thanks to my highly disciplined personal healthcare regime, I had got my own nightmares sort of under control. By drinking yourself into a stupor every single day, Max. It was time to go and get some VIP transportation. He's on the bus. Drinking on the bus. Oh, Max. Oh, this just makes me so sad for him. He is suffering, which is exactly what I said after Max Payne 2. He's suffering. That skyline reminded me of so much of my partner, Alex Boulder. Don't worry, I got you, bud. Of my boss, who I was due to meet later. I believe in you, Max. Despite what my eyes and ears tell me, I still believe in you. Thank you, sir. I just ask you one thing. Don't make a fool of me. And the woman who was the cop I could never be. Winterson. Oh, he's going to the cemetery. Oh. While people like me lived, he's going to see his daughter and his wife. I've buried so many. Yes, you have, Max. Yes. That would destroy anybody. The late 1970s. His mother's funeral. We send back to you, Father, our beloved mother, daughter, and wife, Helen Payne. I know you're hurting, Max. I know how much you loved your mother. I do. But trust me, I just wanted to save her, but I didn't know how. Trust me when I say it does get better. Okay. I love my grandfather, but I should have told him then and there I knew he was full of crap. Hey, I love my wife as best I could. Max, where are you? Come say hi to Cheryl. That's his dad on the day of the funeral with another woman? My mother was dead. I didn't know if it was the booze or the beatings or the betrayal that got her. He aimed his gun. Oh, gun replica. Oh, that says gun replica. Oh, young Max, I totally understand. 3 years later, my father joined her, buried right next to him. I have no idea how she died. It could have been related to the husband. That's so sad. Oh, Max. Oh, that just hurts. That honestly hurts. I don't like that. As I lived through my own PTSD, remembering how I cheated, lied, and killed the wrong people, it was time to get properly drunk or die trying. And that's it. Oh, I loved that. That was so amazing. Makes me wonder though, when he says that he cheated, he lied, and killed the wrong people, he felt that was cheating, even though his wife had died. It would feel so strange. I understand why he feels that it could be cheating, but technically, I guess it's not. Well, that was incredible. So deep and dark and disturbing. I'm looking forward to the next one. This is the second comic, Hoboken Blues. That looks so cool. Look at that. He's so impressive. Hoboken, New Jersey. This was actually a pretty decent day by my standards, although I was kind of late for the office. By office, I guess he means the bar. When you're heading into your local, you hope it's going to be something like this. Max, he's back. Thank God he's arrived. Here he is, the big man. Max, please, we need to talk. No, Max, we need to talk. Of course, when you really drink, it's more like this. Hey. Just glum, depressing, very suitable for his mood. Your usual, Matt? Yes, it's Max. Yeah, I meant Max. Was that a bottle of beer? Scotch. Kong. There's nothing like great personal service to make you love a place. Either that or the glamorous clientele. Do you know this guy? He kind of freaks me out. He's my neighbour. He freaks the hell out of me, too, but he don't do no harm. We were typical barfly losers, passing judgment on those a little more unfortunate than us, and hoping against hope that redemption would walk right in and sit down next to us. Give me a gin and tonic. But after visiting my wife's grave, I didn't have the strength to play that game tonight. Manhattan, Hell's Kitchen, the mid-90s. My wife drank gin and tonic. Not too many. She wasn't the wino in the family. Get your hands off me. When I met her, she was working for the DA. Hey, get off her. I thought I would be her knight in shining armor. Ugh, what? Crunch. Where can I take you? Just to the subway. Oh, I love this is how they met. Do you want a cigarette? Yes, tough guy. I've got this deep-seated longing for emphysema. Eventually, I'd quit smoking, but then I long since started again. My name's Max. Max Payne. Jesus. You poor guy. Your parents must have really hated you. Well, listen, I'd love to buy you a drink sometime if that's okay, or... You must have a really low opinion of women, Max Payne. You helped me out. I'm grateful. That gratitude only extends so far. I know I didn't mean it like that. So you weren't asking me out? I'm not sure I like that any better. You sure know how to treat a girl. Oh, I guess. I'm teasing you, tough guy. I think you should focus your energies on beating bad guys up, not arguing with them. I work at the DA's office. You can meet me there after work next Tuesday. But yes, I'd be happy to have a drink with you sometimes. We were married 6 months later. Why am I crying? Why? You know why? Max, I'm late. We went to Montauk on our honeymoon. Our daughter was born 9 months later. 6 months after that, I buried them both. After drug addicts murdered them in our home. That's so sad. Of course, now I'm a drug addict, alcoholic, and a smoker myself. So who am I to judge anyone? So you know there's no smoking here. Are you going to have me arrested? God, I can be so self-indulgent sometimes. No, didn't someone say you used to be a cop? A long time ago. What happened? I got put on disability. Disability? In a manner of speaking. 9 years ago. Have you lied to me, Max? Listen, Jim, things went pretty crazy there for a while. I'm not saying I didn't make mistakes, but I'm saying, well, I discovered things about Winterson. She was a good detective. Was she? She was Lem's mistress. Winterson? Are you sure? Sure, I was sure, but that ain't no excuse for what I did. I'm sure. Be that as it may, have you lied to me, Max? I never lied to you, Jim. Like I said, a self-justifying phony to my very core. Good. I'm glad there's one person on my team who didn't take a bung. Listen, I ain't been a saint, but you won't catch me driving a sports car or depositing money in the Cayman Islands. I guess I failed, but I always tried to be a good cop. I know you're leaving disgraced, to some extent, but well, we know the truth. We know the public spin, and we know that it ain't the truth. Sure, I never took a bribe. I fell for other, fleshier temptations. You did try. That's right. But I think we both know it's over now. It has to be. I'll make sure you get some money. It's not going to be much. Just enough to drink yourself dumb in near poverty in Hoboken. And Max, stay in touch. I didn't mean to. I meant to wash the NYPD and everyone in it clean out of my life, and I did for a few months. But then I began visiting him until a few months ago, when the poor guy's heart gave out. That's sad. The mid-90s. Well, we're all long past our glory days, eh, Matt? You know, I used to be in a punk rock band, stage diving, that was my thing. Bet you never threw yourself off a stage into a crowd. No, I was more of a desk cop. Bit of traffic duty, lots of paperwork. Come on, Max. The fine and noble degenerates of this town are not going to catch themselves. Okay, Alex. Alex Boulder was my partner and best friend. Was. This is the big one, Max. I promise you. Show a little faith. So you keep telling me. We had been waging a war against drugs in this city for years. Finally, it seemed as if we were winning. That's Valkyr, and that's a lot of money. Are those Punchinello foot soldiers? Yes, I think this is it. Freeze, police. Put your damn hands up now. I thank the judge for being strong, and I hope the sentence reminds all of our friends in the Punchinello crime organization just what future awaits them. Alex was wise, brave, intelligent. Me? I discovered other, more physical talents. It's all there, and it's real good. You'll get kids climbing the walls for this. It's the real thing. Kill your grandmother pure. Hands up, officer. They'll be happy when they find out it's you. I whacked Detective Boulder. What the? Max, that was incredible. You saved my life. It broke my heart when they finally killed him a few years later. That was way back in Max Payne 1. I'm sure some of you guys remember Alex in the subway and Max. I'd been sitting at the bar for 3 hours, or about 5 years, depending on how you looked at things. I tried not to look at things. I tried not to think about when it was that my existence became less about the things that make up people's lives and more about the holes that losing those things leave behind. But I wasn't doing a very good job at it. Hey, where's the women? I need to get laid, baby, yeah. Put the music up. We're here. Time to party. Hey, let me ask you a question. Where are your donuts? They had been annoying me for days. They were typical Jersey rich kids. The ringleader, I think his name was Tony. His dad was some well-known hood, drug dealer, racketeer, pillar of the New Jersey community. Seriously, I thought I told you to get out of here, old man. Yeah, old man. That's a nice echo. Do your gorillas have personalities of their own, or do they just agree with everything you say? Of course, in a way, it was my fault they were here at all. The mid-2000s. After I got retired from the force, I watched TV and drank and saw the Punchinellos get taken down from the lofty heights of their criminal empire. One by one, they all got taken down. Now, with Lupino and Punchinello himself long gone, they were a bunch of schmucks without the delusions of grandeur that too much money. Come on, man, we gotta make our nut or the boss will kill us. Kill us? Who's he gonna have kill us? We're all that's left. You're under arrest for selling counterfeit goods. Tommy, you chump, I told you she was a cop. Too much power and not enough brains. God will give any idiot. Without the patronage of their friends in the inner circle, they were reduced to street hustlers and common criminals. Some claimed it was a new era in New Jersey, that the glory days of organized crime were over. But where there's drugs, there's hoods. And where there's hoods, there's hierarchies and vendettas and bribes. And pretty soon, cops were being paid to look the wrong way. I am a legitimate businessman and a proud member of my community. Drugs are a scourge, and as a parent, I pride myself in having nothing to do with them. And some other rancid cream has risen to the top. Never ends. Yeah, has been washed up old cop should go on TV, tell some jokes about how you got your wife killed or something. And goading me now was his idiotically haired son. Yeah, where's the little old lady? And his posse of low IQ pals, all high on coke or E or roids or hairspray, or themselves. It was hard to tell which. I own this town, amigo. That's a good line. Do you practice that in front of the mirror in your underwear? Your father owns this town. Yeah, dear old dad. Well-known drug dealer and murderer. You're nothing but a chump. Do not disrespect my family. You ain't got the right. Now say you're sorry, you has-been cop. Say you are sorry. And look away from me. Look away from me. Don't you stare at me. Say you're sorry. Of course, if I couldn't forgive myself for my past life, it turned out neither could these guys. This one ended on a really interesting note. Look, I have to wonder, we saw that lady at the bar. I wonder if that's this lady. I'm pretty sure that this is his next love interest. We'll probably see a bit more of her when we start Max Payne 3. Alright, let's get on to the third and final comic. It's called Fight and Flight, and I love the picture. That is so amazing. It looks awesome. Here we go. A few days after this, I'd be on a plane traveling to Aruba and then on to Panama and Brazil. My life here destroyed, my life there a disaster that my myopia and my vanity helped transform into a non-stop orgy of sun, lies, painkillers, and shooting guys in the head. After all, everyone deserves a vacation once in a while. But right now, I'm in a Hoboken bar, and a rich kid with a spray tan and stupid hair is about to cap me. Now say you're sorry, you has-been cop. Say you are sorry. And look away from me. Look away from me. Don't you stare at me. Say you're sorry. Which do you want first? Don't act clever, you leather jacket. There's a lot of bad words in there. Don't act clever. I will blow your brains all over this counter, everywhere. Tony, calm down. Yeah, don't mess with me, Marty. I'll shoot you as well. Don't mess with me. Put the gun down, son. Whoever this guy was, I liked his timing. And timing, as they say, is everything. Who is that guy? We're coming back for you. Yeah, I look forward to it. Yeah? Stay right here. Stay right here. You don't know who you're messing with. I hope I look as afraid as I feel. Max Payne, how you doing, man? Whoever he was, he apparently knew me, which was more than I could say these days when I caught a glimpse of myself in the mirror. Wonder who that guy is. I'm doing about as good as I look. You don't remember me? Passos? Raul Passos? Come on, we went to the academy together, man. You don't remember? That's going back a long way, friend. You spend all day, all week, all year trying to escape from your memories, and then you realize the great tragedy is you've escaped from your memories. I spent 5 years on the beat in the Bronx, working homicide. I nearly got killed, man. I gave up. I got into private work here, Central America, Brazil, where my family comes from, all over. Oh, that's great. Travel, see the world. Yeah, it keeps me busy. I take care of people, proper bodyguarding. Hey, I'm working for a good firm. I'm actually here on a bit of a recruitment drive. Yeah, well, why don't you drive off on back into the sunset there, Pesos? It's been nice catching up. I love it that he called him a different name. His name is Pasos, and Max called him Pesos. At least let me buy you a drink. Yeah, sure. Anybody can buy me a drink. All right, 2 more. Look, this is the way we do it in Brazil, baby. Are you serious, Max? You don't remember me at all? I was the year below. I guess I kind of looked up to you. I guess if I've learned anything, it's that if Proust had liked painkillers and scotch rather than lemon cakes, his books would have been a whole lot shorter. Hey? Don't worry about it. I was always one for obscure references and literary delusions. This one fell particularly flat. It had been a long time since I'd been on top of my game, whether it was catching crooks, coming up with metaphors, or leading a remotely respectable life. Max, at the academy you were something else. Incredible. I'll play the wild rover no more. I mean, even then you liked to drink and to have a good time, but when it came to combat, you were something else. Me, I was an also-ran. The NYPD's top young officer being fast-tracked for high offers is none other than Officer Max Payne. Thank you, Inspector Bravura. I remember when you graduated top in the class, I struggled through myself. You all know the drill, gents. Stay calm, nobody gets hurt. And then early on, when you were still on the beat, I heard you busted a drug ring. I'm not letting some kid still in diapers take me down. Got promoted and got recruited by that super cop. What was his name? I see something in you, Max, in your eyes. I think it's a hangover. Very funny. This is real policing, Max. Making a difference. Life and death stuff. Doesn't feel like I have any alternative. The guy who got killed. Alex? His name was Boulder. Alex Boulder. He was my best friend. Yes, I remember now. Of course. Max, I know undercover work isn't easy, but we have a good team. BB and I believe we're making progress. I'd love to, Alex, but I've got a family. I've got too much to lose. I know it's a cliche, but what else can I say? I understand I shouldn't have asked. Maybe when Rose goes to college or something? Yes, then we can bust some serious geriatric drug ring. Of course, soon enough I'd lost everything anyway. The angel of death had other, more complicated plans for me. That's sad, seeing Alex talking about BB. Listen, I'm glad you're on board. I know, after all you've been through, how hard this is, but maybe some good can come from it. BB thinks we're close to building a case. I'll do my best for what that's worth. I ain't got a lot left to worry about. Of course, BB was busy building something else. And that's when Alex got shot by a BB. So good to see you, brother. You too, BB. But tell me, what does BB stand for anyway? Backstabbing bumhole. I still miss Alex. He was about the only guy I knew who didn't compromise. The surest way of getting killed in this city. Jeez, brother. I know this sounds kind of silly, but you are my hero. Give me a break. I'm not joking. I mean, no one is pretending you've aged well. Screw you. More drinks? Barman. Marty. Sorde. That must be like salute. Whatever you say. Seriously, gorgeous. I know he looks like a lonely old man now, and that's because he is a lonely old man. But back in the day, man, he was incredible. For real? I had to admit, I kind of liked him. He had some good stories. Seriously, I'm straight as they come, and even if I was in love with him, every guy in the academy was. We wrote fan fiction about him. Oh, Screw you, don't believe a word he says. I can kind of see it. More full of crap than a broken toilet, but he made me laugh. Fan fiction, he makes me laugh too. Creepy erotic stuff about his ability to fly through the air. Guy was a legend. And this guy is full of crap. Peso or whatever your name is. Guys, I'm going to have to look up Max Payne fan fiction now. I got to do it. My name's Passos, Raul Passos. And what happened to you, Raul Passos? The NYPD was pretty racist back then. Didn't know how to handle a Brazilian kid from Queens. Oh, here we go, the 2-bit sob story. The truth is, I couldn't be happier. I still help people. Only now it's exclusively rich people. We're good guys, Max. I fly choppers, I drive. I keep people safe in a complex environment. It's good work. It's not like when we were cops, we never made mistakes. I was surprised. Someone who didn't wallow in self-pity, they existed. Or are you the cop who never did anything wrong and never took the law into his own hands, never compromised his principles? Sure, that's me, brother. We're not machines, Max, and if we were, we wouldn't be any good. What makes us who we are, what makes you so good, isn't that we're robots, but that we care, that we made the right compromises. We know when to bend the rules. That's one way of looking at things, I guess. Anyway, is it true you caught the silent hunter? I guess. Me and a couple of other guys. Another story to tell. What are they, a Broad and a John? No, nothing like that. Newlyweds, I think. He's chopped off their left hands, though. Jeez. He was some psycho desperate to make a name for himself. I guess this guy doesn't have too much respect for the sanctity of marriage in the important field of murdering people. In a memorable style, his shtick was newlyweds. If there's one thing people can't stand, it's young lovers getting their hands chopped off by a psychopath. I think I'd care just as much if it was hookers and their clients. People are people. To you and me, yes, but to the press, let's just say some people are more equal than others. Either way, this has got to stop, Max. Yeah, newlyweds floating down the Hudson without the benefit of a boat is not good for anyone. I've got an idea. And my idea was brilliant. Become a newlywed. Perhaps I am just a common or guarded masochist. And who was my bride? None other than the poor, confused alpha male whose brilliant career would end in a hail of bullets fired out of my gun. Valerie Winterson. The thing is, Max, the department needs more than just glory seekers. It needs efficiency in order to meet its targets. If this creepy guy is listening to us now, he's going to think we're the most boring couple in history. He isn't going to kill us. He's going to let us suffer on for an eternity. You're too casual, Max. You're a fighter, but our job is to keep the peace. I'm sure that line is clever, but I don't have a damn clue what it means. Here he comes. Max, help me. Don't worry. You're next, handsome. Just stay calm, will you? Okay, just don't hurt her. Leave that to me. I've already lost one wife and I'd hate to lose another because that would be unduly careless. This is Detective Winterson. We've made an arrest. We were proper heroes for about 15 minutes. Of course, the whole exercise was enough to take me back to the life I lost. Michelle's screams and Rose's crying rang in my ears again for months. Maybe that was what made me so susceptible to Mona. Maybe I was just a fool. Either way, who cares? I wonder what did make him so susceptible to Mona. He had that instant connection with her. It's good to catch up. You guys got something to say to me? Yeah, get lost. I don't like people who tell me to get lost. Well, good for you. Now get lost. Don't stare at me. Of course, what this obnoxious streak of orange pea did not appreciate was that his suburban power trip was only possible because of me. His father, Anthony DeMarco, was the cream that rose to the top after my little dispute with Angelo Punchinello. Punchinello used to run things in this part of Jersey. His boys killed my best friend. People high on drugs, he profited from killing my family. He hired goons to whack me. Should have used his sister-in-law. I'm coming for you, Angelo. And after that, I wanted to kill him. But while I was interrogating him, some guys working for Nicole Horn beat me to the punch. Since then, instead of peace, Jersey got anarchy. What remains of the Punchinellos have been fighting up-and-comers like the DeMarcos to flog coke, smack, and whatever else they fancy to kids and lost causes. I just have to say this page is designed so beautifully. It's Max there with his gun. That picture, it looks amazing. Buy yourself something nice on me, Anthony DeMarco. Remember that. Of course, like all mobsters, Punchinello and DeMarco were stooges. Next time, maybe you'll remember the natural order of things. Pumped up bullies that the system allows to parade around. You back-talking piece of crap. And in return, we get to call them bad guys and ignore what's really going on. You can't win, Max. The system, my system, the fact you can't see it is proof of its power. You're a sick old man. Of course. I got too close to finding out what really goes on. The inner circle had long since reformed itself. They were doing a fantastic job these days of screwing up. Sometimes I joked to myself they'd moved out of drugs and into hedge funds. Woden got killed by Lem and I uncovered everything. I understood everything. Of course, no one would run with the truth, and I was soon enough a drunk ex-cop caught up in 2 scandals, and that's how I ended up here. Love killed me. Love saved me. Love got everyone. That's why I ran from it. What? What did you say? You heard me. I'm not frightened of you, you spray tan Guido douche. And now, out of some demented sense of what I was missing, I watched this guy in the bar hit this broad with a gun, and I shot him dead. Was it the need to love that had dragged me back in, or something else? Very interesting. He does seem to have this way of wanting to protect women. He must protect women. I want to know if that lady is her. She looks different. Dark hair. I don't know if it is her. I guess we're going to find out when we get into Max Payne 3. I loved these 3 comics. I think if you're going to play Max Payne 3 and you've played the first 2, then reading these comics I think is a must. It explains so much of Max's backstory and explains so much more about what happened between Max Payne 2 and the upcoming Max Payne 3. This is definite must read material if you want to learn all that you can about Max Payne. But I'll tell you what else is probably not must read material, which is fan fiction, and that is something I'm going to go and search up because I'm very curious if there is Max Payne fan fiction, and if that little part in the comic was another like breaking the fourth wall kind of moment, how he said he was trapped in a video game and in a graphic novel, but we've just read that. I loved that they made this. This is so cool and such a great follow-on from all the beautiful comic book sections that we've enjoyed in the first 2 Max Payne games. I loved it. Cannot wait for Max Payne 3. Hopefully this follows on like this story. I think it will. I think that's why we've been introduced to the bodyguard. That's probably what Max Payne 3 is about. He might be a private bodyguard. I don't know. I don't know anything about it, but I'm looking forward to finding out. Cannot wait to play. Alright guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learnt a little bit more about Max Payne as well. I feel that we know him quite well now, and I'm excited to continue on with his story, and hopefully happy ending. Don't know, probably not. I haven't had one yet. 3rd time's the charm. Okay guys, that's it from me. Have a wonderful day. Bye.